Disney for what, 50 years? I'm just making things up now. What the fuck was it?
The 21st century.
Where did he live?
October 1, 1982. Epcot Center, Walt Disney World.
Step into the future in Epcot Center's newest adventure.
The following footage is real, huh?
If you were lucky enough to take a trip to Walt Disney World in the 80s and 90s, chances are you took at least one ride on Horizons.
What the fuck is Horizons?
Step into the future.
I don't know that one.
Today.
Here, you'll reach for new horizons, a spectacular odyssey into the future, where you'll discover the envisioned technologies of the 21st century and beyond. Here you'll visit a city of tomorrow, desert farm,
Are you 100%
space
sure,
colony,
Laser? Because I did
and
two different
undersea
plane ones, and I
city.
remember both of them.
For the whole human race, there is time, there is space, as we reach for new horizons.
This kind of shit is creepy to me.
When Horizons opened in 1983, a young Dave Ensign, aka Hoot Gibson, rode the ride for the very first time and was instantly obsessed.
Why?
Every week, Hoot would make a trip up to Epcot Center, always making it a point to ride his favorite ride, Horizons. Then, in 1986, Hoot met another Horizons superfan by the name of Ed Barlow Jr., aka Thunder Chief.
Why?
Hoot and Chief shared a strong bond for theme parks and became best friends. Together they obsessed over Horizons until one fateful day in 1994 when Hoot received a shocking call from Chief. Without warning, Horizons had closed.
No! What the fuck?
From all of us, thanks for exploring Horizons.
It had been a little more than a year since General Electric had ended its sponsorship of the attraction, and ride fans were devastated. Hoot and Chief were disappointed that they were not given the chance to properly say goodbye to their favorite ride. Hoot realized that he had only taken a handful of faded photos while on the ride and was furious. He knew that if he was given the chance to ride the ride just one more time, he would do it all differently. Fortunately for them, that day would come exactly 1 year later, when in 1995, Horizons reopened.
Yeah.
Two other attractions were down for refurbishment at the time, Universe of Energy and World of Motion. This created a lack of attractions at Epcot, forcing Disney to reopen Horizons to satisfy guests. This was exciting news for Hoot and Chief. One night after getting off from their boring desk jobs, Hoot and Chief met for a drink. It was that night that they decided to take it upon themselves to document every last inch of Horizons before it ever closed again. And with that, their work could begin.
Attention Horizons passengers. Our cargo will be briefly delayed. Please remain seated.
Yeah, this looks like a shit-ass ride.
Your vehicle will begin moving again at any moment. Please remain seated.
Surprisingly, Horizons was one of the few Disney rides ever built without any
Yeah,
security
Epcot
system.
sucks, bro.
There were no pressure mats.
The only thing
no
to enjoy about
infrared,
Epcot
no
is, like,
security
food and
cameras
wine
and zero
festival.
supervision by any Disney cast members. On top of that, it was one of the only Disney dark rides ever built without any seat restraints or seat belts. This meant that they could explore the ride all they wanted to, so long as they were not seen by passing guests.
There's a way out right there. Oh, cool. There's an actual walkway and a stairway back
These
there.
are two gift subs.
You've got to be kidding. I'm very
Nike?
Oh,
And a
no.
resub cheese.
But I hope you'll at least try to be on time tonight. I mean, it is a party.
It's a party.
Last Saturday night.
Yeah, that was it. Be serious now. Why would I be late?
If we could actually find out where that was, we would know we could get into the ride right there. Or if we could
Wow, this is very
we know we
creepy.
could get out right there.
The two needed a system for not getting caught, so they came up with
Makes it a
one
bit
that they
simple.
called the Gap.
This is us waiting for the gap.
Yeah, this is the hell wait.
The brave gap.
This is the worst part of the entire experience.
The way the Gap worked was simple. Chief would hang out right near the load area and watch people get on the ride, while Hoot stayed back where people entered the building. Chief would count empty ride vehicles, making sure that there were at least 6 people ahead and 6 behind them.
This is a ride. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Shuttles being different.
There's a gift sub Sneezy.
Hoot would give a signal to Chief in case somebody entered the building.
We'll count some cars.
Once the gap was large enough between them and the next guests on the ride, they would get on the ride and check their vehicle number, since every vehicle in Horizons was numbered.
Well, it's so weird.
As soon as they rounded the corner, they would jump out and get as far ahead as possible. Then, by keeping count of the cars, they had a precise idea of how much time they had per scene.
128? 128? Okay. I didn't know if you looked at the number or not.
But why?
That guy see us? No. Who cares? Where'd he go? Is he gone? Yeah, I think they're gone.
Their first night was a success. They went on a few more adventures before they started to bring along friends, like their friend Bionic Fonzie.
Yeah. Did you catch the car number?
Watch out, there's people right up there.
Did you catch the car number? This is 13.
This was Redditors before Reddit. Nah, not really. I guess, DJ, maybe.
You want to try for one more before it closes?
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
We got like 8 minutes. We might actually get a halfway decent gap.
One more time.
They slowed it for the wheelchair. But they had just went around the...
Attention, Florida. Please remain seated. Your vehicle will begin moving again at any moment.
So apparently they start living here at some
Exploring
point.
the ride the way they were was
If I remember
risky
correctly.
and dangerous. According to Hoot, Chief
remember,
actually
but
cut his
someone
head wide
recommended it
open
saying
once
they
or
lived
twice
there.
while exploring the ride.
Thought.
As for Hoot, his most significant injury would be caught on camera during this adventure. Right as Hoot and Chief are about to exit the space scene, Hoot had stepped on a rotten piece of plywood and permanently injured his foot.
Shit, you alright, Dave?
Yeah, I fell into outer space.
Oh, fuck, man.
God damn, I can't believe I did that.
Where was it that you fell? Right there.
What happened?
Yeah, around this shit. Oh.
Although they made it through the rest of the night just fine, Hoot can still feel a pain in his foot to this very day.
Oh, nice. A reminder of the horizon. He takes a small piece of it with him now.
Sometimes there were details they found that were not meant to be seen by riders. For example, at the top of this scene, there's a girl bathing in a bathtub. When Hoot climbed up there, he discovered that the animatronic was actually sculpted to be fully naked.
Whoa!
This was probably a joke hidden by the ride makers, since the riders are not supposed to see her torso in the first place.
Really? So they found real-life Easter eggs on this fucking ride? That's crazy.
Well, let me get one more shot of the sign and then I'll close it.
Brace yourself.
God damn. Horizons was full of Easter eggs.
The ultimate automotive experience.
This is some Fran and Deku Tree and Tuberia and Rorston.
So when are you gonna close it? We're closed. I mean, good.
From what I heard today, we just had a meeting and said as soon as that's up and going and smooth.
I'm Richard Jenny, and I'll see you here at the test track.
As soon as that's up and it's going and it's
Thanks to
functioning
Reset
or whatever,
Mag
then they're
now.
gonna go ahead and shut this down.
Shut this
There
down.
goes our favorite ride.
I don't know, band list. I don't remember. Thanks to Risa Rio. Probably.
Wanna go to the desert?
I think we got a pretty good gap behind us, but I want to go into the cave, man.
Shit, we're only on 13.
Take a little off the top. Liquid plumber versus
All my hair!
all the hair, Jamie. All the hair. Here we go. Oh,
Go! Go! Go!
yeah, knockout.
The lasting cologne scent of Old Spice Dynasty helps get you off your couch and into the driver's seat.
We made USAA insurance for renters who make the most of their space and money. That's why we make it easy to cover the stuff you love for as little as 33 cents a day. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for.
Exit Tier 1 hers.
Stand by for crossroads. Then hold for further instructions.
Oh, I need to get a picture of the speaker.
Hey, Mom! What is it, Tommy? Look, Mom, I'm flying!
170 right here.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
This ride does look pretty cool.
Fonzie was not the only friend they invited along on their adventures. Other friends like Spike Tripper joined the duo a few times, as well as Hoot's girlfriend at the time, Sunnyside. After this particular adventure seen in this photo, Hoot and Sunnyside got married and have been happily married ever since. Their newly found confidence in exploration nearly became their downfall on one particular Wednesday night. Their goal on this night was to explore the undersea section of the ride and to finally make it to the bottom of the ocean. Hoot and Chief had a healthy gap, just enough to jump down through the hole and get some pictures of the sea floor.
Really? So they'd never gone here before.
Come on, kids. Underwater safety's no joke.
Exit Tier 1.
Yes?
But in their rush of excitement, they overlooked one small detail. The hole they jumped into was too high to jump back out of, and in just a few seconds they'd be in full view of the guests.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here and back to our vehicle? Oh shit. Take cover.
They were forced to take refuge behind a rock in which a blinking octopus stood guard. Hoot and Chief waited.
There goes our gap. I can't see the ride vehicles. I'll take a peek.
It's pretty cool.
Attention Horizons passengers.
Shit.
The two were now stuck hiding behind the rock. Suddenly, a little boy saw Hoot's foot sticking out from behind the rock.
Is a man down there? Damn it.
Hoot pulled himself in tighter. It was a long breakdown. Minutes turned into tens of minutes. There was simply no way out. Suddenly, the ride started up again.
Yeah!
Hoot and Chief decided it was time to make their escape.
I guess we just go for it. Yep. Here comes a few empty cars. Let's go.
It's pretty wild, Burrito.
Aside from that little kid, no one else noticed them that night.
Well, that sucked, man. That sucked. That was the suck. Yep.
After exploring the ride the same way for a while now, the two decided to do something different.
Here we are, our little hiding place.
Inside,
behind Easy Living.
Somebody has cut a hole in the canvas flat.
Right there. In this weird triangular dead space.
They were going to try staying in the ride for an extended amount of time. They were paranoid that a cast member at the front was keeping track of who was riding in what car at a single time.
No
if
fucking
the ride was
chance
stopped
of that.
In approximately 10 minutes,
They
they
don't
might be
care.
in trouble.
Well, we're coming up on like 10, 11, 12 minutes or so.
Yep.
So we're gonna wait.
Can't click the
sirens
link.
go off.
Oh, it's not tits.
Attention Horizons passengers. Our travel will be briefly delayed.
Oh,
Please
Titus?
remain seated.
Thanks to the Resub Mason. I can't click links, man.
Until they start it up again?
Lucky for them, the ride continued and there seemed to be zero problems.
And your vehicle are traveling at equal speed.
After 4 hours of exploring the ride, the two finally stepped out, victorious.
Think about it, eh?
Four goddamn hours later.
Thanks to the Resub Miss Piggy.
You want to ride again?
They were now able to stay in the ride as long as they wanted, meaning new adventures were possible, like adventuring underneath the sets or exploring in the rafters.
I've never paid attention to that shit on that screen on that health scan. I've never looked up and actually saw the little, you know, the projector doing that stuff. I guess I never did either. That's cool as shit, man.
So
Here,
they
they're
definitely
looking down
live here.
on things such as the space set from afar, as well as the birthday hologram scene from the perspective of the animatronics. This is a video from their first and last trip up to one of the top floor mechanical rooms. Here we can see the top of the Horizons ride vehicle track, with even a little paintbrush for wiping grease off. Exploring these rooms made them feel unsafe and prone to being discovered, making this a rare trip.
Well, the ride closed, so they can't be living there now.
I got you.
Or maybe they just never left.
Oh shit. This doesn't go right into the projector. Projection.
Thanks, the resub, Alex. Yeah, I usually do read those. Thanks, the gift sub, Kinder.
Damn, that sucks.
Last Saturday night.
So I guess that must be a stairwell that goes all the way up to the roof. Must be. Alright, now I'm recording.
Hi.
Everybody's like,
You gotta be kidding.
That's
That's the kitchen right over there.
You on? Yeah.
Right above our heads is the father and the boy. Well, actually right up over there.
When was the last time?
And nobody has seen them since. It'd be a pretty wild ending.
Is where the girl sits talking to her boyfriend.
David has space key.
Now here's the cave.
Oh! Thanks to tier 1 super high Dabadoo.
A smart idea that Hoot had was capturing raw, static shots of the Mesa Verde scene from different angles.
Just leave my camera where it's
Why?
at. I got it set up so it looks like you're staring at that girl watching one of them things. You can look there and look at the viewfinder. Okay.
Staying on the ride soon became old hat, and the two would stay on the ride for 8 hours at a time. They would eat dinner there, and one time even wash themselves in the Mesa Verde waterfall.
What the fuck?
Hey Dave, did we ever film the orange machine? Well, we only got pictures. No, we better film it.
When riders would ride through the Mesa Verde
Holy
scene, a
shit.
familiar orange scent would be blasted into the air. On this adventure, they found the actual scent cannon that was used to blast the smell of orange during the ride. One night, while exploring the backdrops behind each set, they set Chief's camera up to film people riding through the ride.
Dude, my rear battery's already dying.
Shit. People are still on it.
You can see people?
Yep.
But the rear battery dies when I use the light. Does it see him?
There's the prime gunshot.
Easy street. Fuck yes.
While walking behind the cars, the unthinkable happened. As they rounded the corner, a maintenance worker spotted them.
Oh shit!
Holy shit.
Chief remembered a secret door they used many times, and he ran into it.
That door right there probably goes out into the under seat.
Take that. Quick, dude, to the hole.
They walked underneath the easy living scene to find their trusted hiding place. Things started to feel bleak.
But little did they know the maintenance man lives there.
We sure did it this time. Fuck yes we did. Our gear's in Mesa Verde base camp. We have to get it.
Hoot heard the ride running again and snuck out to take a peek, only to see the workers riding the ride looking for the two of them. Meanwhile, their camera was still left out in the open in the future living section, and guests were starting to notice it.
This is pretty wild.
Suddenly, Hoot and Chief made a mad dash from their hiding spot and jumped into two open cars. They were only 10 cars behind their pursuers. They rode all the way to where they had left their cameras. When they got there, they made a break for the camera and got it back successfully.
Oh yeah.
At least we got her shit. Now all we have to do is find a way out.
They decided to run back to the
Jermaine,
harvester scene to
resub
see
Venom.
if they were still being followed. The workers were nowhere to be seen, and the ride was packed with guests.
What's the matter? The people can see me when I stand up right there. I'm looking right at the kid's butt.
Unfortunately for them, the only way to get back in their car would be to do so in full view of the other riders. Chief was all for it, so they did it.
Hiya, folks. Never mind us.
Chief's other idea was for the two of them to act like a couple as they got off the ride, so they did that too.
Watch your step onto the moving beltway, dear. Okay, honey.
Have a good
How does that...
You too, sweetie.
The employees gave them weird looks as they walked out of the ride. They blended into the crowd and left
Yeah, I
that
mean, I
night
guess
without anyone asking
they
any
didn't
questions.
see them, the
In all of their
employees.
adventures and escapades, the adventurous Hoot and Chief were never caught once.
You can ride along at the new test track presented exclusively by General Motors. Open now at Walt Disney.
The two came up with some crazy ideas on how to end their adventures. One idea was to pick a car just behind them and load it full of every prop they could move. Chairs, lamps, anything not nailed down to give the cast members a shock when this car full of stuff pulled into the exit. Another idea was to spend the day running naked through the scenes until they got arrested. They even had an idea to carry super soakers in with them and drench the guests as they rounded the scuba class scene.
Oh, it's getting dark now.
But after exploring the ride for months and months, Hoot and Chief decided to ride the ride one last time, the way it was intended. They walked out and sat in front of Horizons. It was officially over for them and
Exit
everyone
Tier
else.
1 rock.
They sat and looked at the pastel wonder they had tried to document. And then, they went home.
Well, Michael, I can really tell you how excited I am to be with us here tonight
Yeah, it
to
is
formally
wild,
announce
Mickey.
our business alliance with Compaq and to announce a brand new attraction here at Epcot.
Oh, rest in peace. Thanks to Prime Night. The resub Jacoby. Maybe some
Mission
diabolical.
Space combines the art of storytelling with fantastic technology, all with the sole aim of transporting our guests to a place they've never been, never even dreamed they could go, Mars.
10 years went by, and many Horizons fan websites sprouted up on the internet. Then, in 2009, Hoot and Chief started their own Horizons website, a place for photos and videos, stories, and even comics to be shared. The blog was updated until 2011, when the last of the footage had been digitized and uploaded. The adventures of Hoot and Chief had now been documented forever.
Tell me what those are, Graven.
These are film strips from Horizons.
Wow, which one is that? Is that the red
It's
hair?
not plural,
Yes,
it's
it is.
Horizon,
Yeah.
I thought.
This is what we find in the trash can. They would just throw when they would change out the reel. They would just throw this whole thing in the trash can.
Blasphemy.
So on one of our trips, we just got lucky in one of the rooms. We looked, it was like, holy shit, look what's in the trash can.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
What Hoot and Chief accomplished was truly a lightning-in-a-bottle experience. Since Horizons, Disney rides and theme parks in general have become increasingly security sensitive, making what the two of them did impossible to ever recreate.
Thanks to give sub again, Gord.
Fruit
and Kinder and resub cheese.
Oh wow.
Triple apple.
What do we got here?
This is from
Triple
the
apple?
kitchen.
No, I've never seen that one,
The
Gunshot.
living kitchen with
Oh,
with
nice.
their spilt milk and shit.
Whatever that weird
Pine-ana. And I got several of these that are in different sizes.
Because those are on the bushes in the harvester seeing. Like going
what the
up.
pine-anas are?
I can't
Yeah.
So who are they talking to right now?
There's like the little ones that were just.
They're just trying to flirt with the local college girls?
Oh, weird.
Fruit?
You ever remember Horizon from when you were 4 years old?
Wow.
So cool.
Fell in our face.
Yeah, we never took anything that made it like that hurt the ride.
Right.
These are funny because these are just your normal plastic eggs. But you
Yeah.
remember in front of the Future Living, right when you came around and Dad's inside, the glass thing. There were these futuristic like looking plants like right there in the flower.
Oh,
position.
okay. Yeah.
It was these purpley painted eggs that were on those bushes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
People went in there when they closed the ride and they were going to tear it down. They looted the place. Just crazy stuff that people swipe. A bunch of film strips. And,
Yeah.
For
man,
one
tons of stuff.
particular type of thing.
The backpack full of goodness.
My yellow flashlight that you see in the videos.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah, this must be like a fan meetup.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
See?
He looks the same.
Wait for the gap.
That's it.
3 years
In
later,
June
they
of
build
2014,
Horizon with their own
Chief
material
passed
off
away
memory.
after a battle with cancer.
Oh.
He was only 46 years old.
Hi.
Chief's final wish was
Thanks
for
for your
Hoot
sub,
to
Mike.
perform one last act of theme park delinquency in his honor. To scatter his ashes at the place where the two of them had first met all of those years ago.
Okay, we made it into Coke Corner.
course, this is where I met Ed 29 years ago. I have the remains of my best friend strapped in my pants. And I'm about to switch him over to this drink cup. And go take care of business.
This is sad, man. Oh, what the fuck? I didn't expect that.
Well, I did it. I didn't think I'd get so shook up about it, though. But that's where you want to be, so it's done.
In the trash can? I thought he was gonna, like, sprinkle it on the Epcot ground.
That's all I got. Mission accomplished.
Oh, he did. He threw the cup away. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Damn, what a sad ending. Fuck, man. I got really invested in that story. What the fuck? Also, apparently this is Hoot Gibson.